thinking I care about y'all. I put my faith in the Father, He is my rock. Gotta know your enemy, taking heat, they want to fly. Christ, this is the way of life, and I'm like, oh, you are, and I'm the king, just like you take that thing with me. Try to get my speech reached like a 50, like a 50, that's when I'm on your way. This is the take on with me from the train. We practicing this deck on the pain. Don't got no love, but can I get this friend? Follow y'all can be the light. It's for the soul, we gon' bring the scriptures out. And I'm gonna go my fucking location, getting the shit, feel my mouth hair. I'm about to shoot out this year, I feel you like what you talking about. Don't you know it's genocide when you murder your kind? Don't you met it from the past when they called me, I was blind. I took time, I'm just trying to take my time. If you show me something different, then I might switch you up. They think you gonna get the last. Feeling damaged, you ain't caring about what you thinking, I care about y'all. I put my faith in the Father, He is my rock. Gotta know.
Yo, shalom, shalom for the Tahoe War, right?
With the Mawasar.
Brother Gadawan, right? We're watching for Israel coming at you with another live breakdown. Your honor and glory to Yahweh for Shema Mashiach for Malaki Yahweh Shah, right? As far as today's lessons, we're gonna go into the black image in the white mind, right? With us being in Wisconsin, right? As we know, and many people abroad have seen, it's a brother by the name of Corey Ruiz, who was unjustly murdered about last week by four police officers. And we're gonna go into some scriptures, we're gonna dive into some scriptures, and we're gonna break down not only how this was prophesied to happen, but what has to happen to those four police officers? What has to happen to their supporters? What has to happen to the people that take part in this system, that build it up, that put their entire strength into everything that America resembles, right? We're gonna get into all praise and most. Let's go to Romans chapter 9. Right. Romans chapter 9. You can read if you want to.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 1. I say the truth in Christ, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost.
Right.
That I have great heaviness.
Great what?
Great heaviness.
Read that again.
Great heaviness.
Right. Paul said, I say this in the truth of Christ not. I lie not. Right. When he said, I say this in Christ, that's basically like kind of how people like, oh, I swear to God. Right. I say this in the spirit of Yahweh Shah. Right. I'm coming to you in the spirit of Yahweh Shah. Right. It's different. You know what they say in the world? I'm coming to you as a man. Right. When nigga used to mess with your girl or something like that. I gotta come to you as a man, bro. Or when the sister like she come to you as a woman, right? It's kind of like that, but it's not really like that. He's coming to you in the spirit of Christ. When a brother comes to you as a man, he's gonna ask some simple question that he just really don't have no business asking because it's in the past. Like, let it go. It's in the past. It don't matter no more, right? But when somebody coming to you in Christ, they're coming to you in a different spirit. They're coming to you in a different mind frame than you used to people coming at you in, right? When you're coming to you as a man, they're coming to be snoopy, find out answers, hurt their own feelings. But when I'm coming to you in Christ, it's out of sincerity, right? Read on. It says, I have what?
That I have great heaviness.
Great what?
Great heaviness.
What happened to Christian Ruiz?
Great heaviness.
He said, I have great heaviness in my heart. Right, read on.
And continual sorrow.
And continual what?
And continual sorrow.
Paul was always in mourning for his people, right? The same way that we're always in mourning for our people. If you got social media, you understand what it's like for a brother like Paul, right? When you go on social media, all you see is ass, fights. What else? What else they got? I just got Facebook again. You said what? Violence. What else? It got to be a new trend going around. What's the new trend? Damn, TikTok dances. Brothers don't know. I'm gonna just go to Facebook. I'm gonna look up Milwaukee, man. Brother, say something real fast.
Like the brother was going into. You got so many different things that our people are occupied in. So much madness, lewdness. We got Usher, Chris Brown concerts going on. Women paying thousands of dollars just to get front row tickets, get a VIP pass. Like it's continual sorrow.
So like, yeah. And touching on what he said with the Chris Brown thing, I don't know if y'all seen the whole Chris Brown Usher thing. Some thought that's shorty, some light skinned shorty on wheel color don't matter, you know. But it was a light skinned shorty, right? She went to the Chris Brown concert. Guess who she went to the Chris Brown concert with? Chris Brown and Usher. No. Or I think her husband, they said her people was here. I did see a picture of her husband later that said, I'm so secure I let her go up there. Right. But she was there with her mom and her aunt. She went to this with her mom and her aunt. Security came up to her and they asked her, do you want private access or private VIP? With her mom and her aunt. Her just had a baby with a dude. Guess what she said? Yeah, I want private access. Yeah, I want not a private access, but it's like sectional. She wanted the sectional. Now you go to the Chris Brown concert, the Usher concert, two of the most horny niggas on the planet get invited to the VIP, and you gonna tell me you don't know what's going on? I didn't know they was gonna call me on stage. Then Usher is in the midst of performing. You get called up there. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna go up there for Usher. Then she was like, I was there for Chris Brown. If it was Chris Brown, it would have been a different story. You thought, bitch. Never mind that she had a dude at home and just gave birth to a child not too long ago. That your mother was there and your mother allowed and condoned that type of behavior, knowing that you had a husband at home. That's the type of stuff that we see when we go to Facebook. Like that's the type of stuff that we see. And stuff like that makes me so sad. It makes me so sad because why? Why do we choose to be moralists? Why do we choose to vote for a system that has shown that they want nothing but to demoralize you, but to lie to you, but to benefit off of your poverty? That's what this system has shown, right? But what do? Right, we find a way to love it. We find a way to vote for it. We find a way to kill for these systems. We find any kind of way that we can to be unjust for systems like these. Paul experienced things like that in his travel. A lot of other brothers within the church of old didn't travel as much as Peter, so they didn't see the different things that Peter might have saw, right? Peter saw a bunch of things that would just bring a man to so much sorrow, right? Which is why he said, what? Read that again in verse 2.
That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart.
Right, he said that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For what are we doing?
For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ.
Accursed from Christ means to be separated, right? I wish that I could be separated from Christ, right? And when he's going to break that down, read on.
For my brethren,
it's like you curse like Christ, read on.
My kinsmen,
right?
According to the flesh.
He said that I would die so that my brothers could live. I would happily take that. There is a pain that comes with being in the truth and existing in a world like America. Sometimes, like the brothers that's in other countries, man, sometimes it's just like, bro, not that y'all got it good, but damn, America evil, man. America is especially evil to the people, like when you care. It's not that bad when you don't care. Like when you down with all the bullshit, like America fine. When you with it, you know what I'm saying? Your shorty going on stage, getting a dance from us. I don't think niggas be, you know, all of these sisters that be dancing with Usher be having a man. And they all ask their man before they go, is it cool if I dance with Usher? And he bring you on stage, he put a cherry in your mouth, spin you around, lay you on the bed, And you know, it don't make sense. And then I see these brothers justify something that you can see in their face. Let me what was that Will Smith interview? Y'all remember that Will Smith interview? When he was yeah,
I don't know.
it was him and Jada Smith. Right? They was crying together though. I gotta find a video, bro. Look at this nigga. Let me see. Let me pull it. I'm gonna share my screen fast. Hold on, bear with me. You know I'm gonna make the hospital crying.
Right here.
Second. It's not the video I'm
From Milwaukee facing criminal charges.
Sylvia Ortiz
Oh, yeah, I know.
Velez charged with threatening a fellow representative.
Sylvia Ortiz.
No, it wasn't that. Oh, it's going
Today, of course, is Juneteenth, and Jada Pinkett Smith has dropped a special edition of Red Table Talk today to discuss racism in America. Then this Sunday, Jada turns the spotlight on her husband.
This bitch, this bitch. Did they say it was Black History Month and she was highlighting black? What they say? Oh, let me go back. I gotta go back. I'm gonna try to refrain from calling this bitch a bitch. But boy, oh boy, look! Oh my God! Look at her son. Look at him, dog. Ugh. Read. I don't know.
We'll talk today to discuss racism in America.
So she did a red pill talk to discuss racism in America, and then turned around and found a way to bash her dude.
Sunday, Jada turns the spotlight onto her husband, Will Smith, and he breaks down.
Do you feel like you are appreciated as a father? I did not have a good time.
Look at this nigga, dog. Crying on. I gotta catch it.
Yeah, people are sitting on the couch.
Leg cross.
Do you feel like you are appreciated as a father? I did not have a.
Look at the tear, bro. Look at the tear. And then these men turn around, right? They turn around, they get on camera saying they fine with their marriage, they love their marriage. I support you in your journey. I hope that God strengthens you and he strengthens me to be a better man. Like that's what they do. Look at, hold on, you can keep going.
Good time.
I'm gonna have to walk this one off.
Jada gets right to Will's raw, unfiltered emotions as only a wife of 22 years can.
Oh man, she could have did this behind closed doors, but she chose to do this on camera. She chose to do it on camera, and then he just dealt with it the entire time and just let the water.
ET has this exclusive first look at Sunday's candid Father's Day edition of Red Table Talk. It includes adorable, never seen before home movies of their kids.
Beautiful makeup.
I don't care.
Will is referring to his 1995 divorce from
In a way that's very
I
different.
don't care.
plenty of tabloid gossip.
So you're getting divorced again.
And I don't have a ring on. Oh, it must be true.
Oh Lord Christ. Yeah, I'm done. And then these niggas turn around and be like, I support you. I hope that God can make me to be a better husband. Nigga, a good husband would have left. So I brought that out because these dudes, right? Remember that. These dudes, they'll let their woman go up to these shows, dance with Usher. Y'all remember what Keke Palmer said? She said her dude was fine with it. He slapped me on the ass before I left the house. And then when he came back, they started having issues after it went viral. He was fine with the way I dressed, right? She was all for it. And these niggas go public. They try to pretend like, yeah, I was fine with it. I'm the one that sent her up there. And they had a Will Smith tears the entire time on their face. That's the kind of stuff that Paul seen on his travels. That's why Paul said that I wish that I myself could be accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen. I would die. I would lay down my life. I wish that I could be separated from this life that Christ gave me. I would happily die the same way that God gave him life and took it away. I would be fine with Christ taking my life away. But my brothers, my kinsmen, according to what?
According to the flesh.
According to what?
According to the flesh.
Oh, come on. We're not gonna get into that. I don't think we got to do a breakdown on can a Gentile be saved. Not on Saturday. I don't deal with white people on Saturday. I don't deal with white people. Not on Friday. Well, when I'm at camp, I have to. Outside of that, white people can't have. I tell them all the time. They try to say thank you now on Saturday. I'm not holding the door for you on Saturday. No kindness, not a smile. You know, they do the fake smile when they walking up to you. You know what I'm saying? Trying to soften the blow because they think you might rob them. Yeah, none of that on a Saturday. Right? He said, I wish that myself were accursed from Christ, for my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are what?
Who are Israelites.
Right, read on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
So wait, to whom pertaineth the what?
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
So the adoption belongs into Israel. When we read in Romans the 11th chapter, where it talks about those that were grafted in. Let's go to there real fast. Romans chapter 11. Right? Romans chapter 11. Right? Read that. Start at verse 1.
Romans chapter 11, verse 1.
Right?
I say then, have God cast away his people?
Right?
God forbid.
So this is talking about his people. Has God cast away his people, meaning God forbid. The Lord didn't do away with his people entirely, not only with the Jews, but the Gentiles who were the Israelites that were cut off, right? How do we know? This entire thing goes into it, right? Real fast, drop down to verse 9.
Verse 9.
Right?
And David saith, let their table be made a snare.
Let their table be what?
Let their table be made a snare.
When David was on the run, right? Who was he on the run from? He was on the run from his own. He was on the run from Saul. When his son took over, he was on the run from him. David wasn't just on the run from just Edom and everybody. The table that's being made a snare are Israelites that were against God. Israelites that were against the commonwealth. Even although a man was with the Lord, there was sects of Israel, there were portions of Israel that were always against the men of the Lord. And that's what David is speaking to those people that were lost, right? The same way that Paul is speaking to those same exact people. So he said, let those people be a snare, right? We doing?
And a trap,
right?
And a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them,
right?
Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always.
Right.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall?
So it's talking about the Jews. Have the Jews stumbled so that they can fall, so that the Lord can no longer be with his people? What do we read in verse 1? No. Right? That was never the case. The Lord never allowed for them to fall just so that he could be done with his people and bring in everybody. That's not the point of Christ coming. That wasn't the point of the Old Testament. That wasn't the point of the New Testament. It's gone. You got to go ahead. Right? Must go. You just move your chair. Right? So he said, has they stumbled that they shall fall? Right. So like, go back to Romans. Okay, go back to Romans. Read that. Romans 11, I think he was at verse 11.
Romans chapter 11 and verse 11,
right?
Where the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
Right, Romans 11 and 11.
Verse 11, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid.
Right.
But rather through their fall,
right,
salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy.
So it says that through them, the salvation, through their fall, the salvation can come unto the Gentiles. Who do the world believe the Gentiles are? The world believes that those same Gentiles are non-Israelites. But when we go through this account, it's going to be obviously about who? Israel. The Israelites that were cut off, right, and never stayed a part of the commonwealth, right? We're gonna break that down. We go on.
Verse 12. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world,
Be the what?
be the riches of the world.
So it says, now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, what we're seeing is the adoption. The adoption spoken of in Romans, the 9th chapter, right? We're seeing people be adopted back into being God's chosen race, being God's chosen people, right? Because it said, if the riches of them be the what?
If the riches of them,
Right?
Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world,
Right. So it says, now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, right? We doing?
and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles,
Right.
how much more their fullness?
So we see this already occurring in Romans, the 9th chapter, right? This adoption, these riches were already spoken of in Romans chapter 9, right? Let's go back to Romans chapter 9, start at verse 23.
Romans 9 and verse 23,
Right?
and that he might make known the riches of his glory,
What?
the riches of his
So
glory,
it said that he might make known the riches of his glory. These are the same riches that we're reading of in Romans chapter 11, right? But when we're reading in this account and you read down to verse 25, it says, as he saith in Hosea, meaning Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place that it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there ye shall be called the sons of the living God. Quoting directly Hosea chapter 1. It's an exact parallel to Hosea, the 1st chapter. These are the same exact riches that we're seeing in chapter 11, verse 12, right? These riches, those riches were belonging to who? The Israelites, the ones that were cut off, even the Jews that stayed, right? So let's go back to Romans chapter 9. So it said the adoption, right? Romans chapter 9, right? And verse 4,
who are Israelites,
right?
to whom pertaineth the adoption,
Right?
and the glory,
And the what?
and the glory.
Didn't we just read that in verse 23? Right, I'm gonna read it again. It says, and that they might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had aforetime prepared unto glory. That glory pertains unto the Israelites, only to them. It doesn't pertain unto everybody, right? Yeah, you don't say something, right? Let's go back to Romans 9. You guys know? Right.
A quick precept in Galatians chapter 3. This is the book of Galatians chapter 3 and verse 15. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. So you can't add anything to the law of Moses. Everything that was spoken when we were in the wilderness, before we had made the covenant with the Most High, is that, and it's going to stay like that. Nothing is going to change. It says no man can add to it, so no other nation can be a part of this covenant. That's plain. Verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as one, and to thy seed, which is Christ. So this covenant is made with Abraham and his seed, no other body. That's it.
Right. So back in Romans, the 9th chapter, right? Because this is going to slowly lead it to our point, right? Because the class is called the Black Image in the White Mind, and we're going to slowly get into it. We got to slow roll. Some brothers that be at home, a lot of them don't grill. Right? When you grilling, you got when you smoking something, you got to slow roast it. Right? It take a long time. But once it get there, the flavor is pungent. You got to allow the flavors to seep in, right? So it says to Israelite, to who pertain the adoption, the glory, right? Read on.
And the covenants.
So the covenants belonging to Israel, the old covenant. Wait, it say how many covenants?
Covenants.
Right, 2. The old covenant and the new covenant belongs unto Israel. Right, we doing?
And the giving of the law.
So the giving of the law pertains unto Israel, right?
and the service of God,
right?
and the promises,
And the what?
and the promises.
So all of the things that Paul just listed pertains into a specific people, just that people, not everybody, just them. That's what pertains unto. All right, read on.
Verse 5. Whose are the fathers?
Whose are what?
Whose are the fathers?
These people are the fathers. These are the Father's people. It's the Lord's people, right? These same Israelites. It's not referring unto everybody. It's referring to a specific set of people, a specific conglomerate, one nation. That was the Father's people, right? Read on.
Whose are the fathers,
Right.
and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Like, I cannot for the life of me understand why Christians go to John 3:16 when you got this in Romans sitting right here. It says concerning the flesh, concerning these people is why Christ came. His entire mission was for them, for the Israelites. Like, how do we turn this into being everybody? But that's the thing. That is the black image in the white mind, is that if it's for us, it has to be for them. White people think that we have to share with them, that they deserve a piece of whatever it is that we have, whatever it is that we work for, which is why they take your taxes. And they don't just take the tax, they don't just take 30% of your taxes, right? But then when you go and buy something, they tax you again on that, right? You want services, it's taxes on your services. Right. Right. Read on.
Reading on.
Based there, oh, he has an open relationship.
God bless forever. Amen.
Right.
Not as though the word of God had taken none effect,
Right.
for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
Right. I'm gonna get straight to my point. Right. Drop down to verse 8.
Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God,
Right.
but the children of the promise are counted for the
The
seed.
children of the flesh are going into other nations. Right. Abraham had many kids, many children. Right. He had Midian, turned to the Midianites, he had the Ishmaelites, and etc. Right. Esau and Jacob came from Abraham, but there was a specific lineage that the Lord wanted to deal with. Right. So we say, I reading, oh, you can keep reading, it's lucky.
Reading on, verse 9. For this is the word of promise.
Or this is the what?
For this is the word of
The
promise.
Lord's promises don't change. Even though people want to make it change and they want to make the Lord's promises for everybody, the Lord's promises are specific. That he was going to make his seed great in the earth. Right? That his covenant was going to be with Isaac. I mean, it's that simple. Right? But the world wants to change it, specifically white folks. They want to change it and make it about them. Arabs don't care about Jesus being for everybody. Like, that's not their agenda. Asians don't care about Jesus being for everybody. The only Asians and Arabs that care about Jesus being for everybody are those that are under the lens of white people. Like those that live a white lifestyle. So they live a real Christian lifestyle. Suit and tie, blue collar job, right? They don't really partake in most Asian festivities, religions, and thought processes, right? Those are the only people of the other nation that submit themselves unto that, right? But this is a Caucasian thought process, right? That this promise has to be for everyone. Because it's for you, you have to share it with me. Like, that's what they think. And it's disgusting behavior. White people think that whatever you work hard for, because they own you and they give you government assistance, and because they freed you from slavery, that you owe them a piece of everything that you work for. That's what white people think. Right? We don't. You guys don't? Come, keep reading. Come.
Verse 10.
Right?
But not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one,
Right?
even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works,
Not of what?
not of works,
Read it again.
not of works.
So it says that the purpose of God according to election. meaning that the Lord elected, not of works, but of he that calleth, right? Meaning that the Lord elected a people to be loved, and he elected a people to be hated. Who did he elect to be hated? Caucasians. Now imagine if you were the people that God said, I elect, I choose, not because of your doing, but because I just don't like you. I elect for you to be evil and to be destroyed and wiped from the earth. What would you do? What would your actions be? That's like back when you would be in school, right? You would be in school, and once you got in trouble, and you was like, man, I'm already in trouble. Like I might as well make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when a brother would be cheating on this girl back in the world, and you get caught, you're like, man, I'm already caught. Like, I might as well go through with it. Right? That's what you think. Like that's what white people think. Like we're already destroyed. We might as well live our best white lives. And how better to live my best white life than destroying the people the one that condemned me love. Right? We don't.
Verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, right? Not of works, but of him that calleth, right? Verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, right, but Esau have I hated.
So he said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. I hate him. I don't like him. White people aren't a likable race. I don't think they understand that. And I think that a lot of black people know that, but still want to love them because they're the superior power. Like black people, blacks and Hispanics try to love white people out of fear. Just how most Hispanics don't actually like white people. But when you look at the consensus, or when you look at the crime statistics, it always classify Hispanics with who? Caucasians. They don't pop a fret over that because they want to be loved by white people. They want to be loved by white people. And it's not out of loving them, but it's out of fear. Because you're so afraid of them, you want to join them. It's like that. If you can't beat them, join them spirit is what it is. And that's why we go and vote for them. We go and vote for the lesser of two evils because Donald Trump is so evil that I would rather have somebody like Joe Biden. I would rather deal with this devil than to deal with a devil with bigger horns. That's fear. That's not you loving the president and thinking he's a good president. You just voting because I don't want him to be in office. Why would I choose which whip I want to be beat with? I will never choose what. That's like when grandma used to be like, man, go and get the switch off the tree. You got to go choose the switch. I'm not going to go choose the switch. If you're going to beat me, beat me. But I guarantee you, I'm going to be a free man. That's the one thing what white people respect. Like white people never respect a slave, but they always respect a free man. If you are a free man, not meaning that you're in chains, but mentally, white people respect you. Damn, what happened? Right? Keep reading. I'll click something.
Reading on. Verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, right? What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Right? So that's what we ask. And when I say we, and this is what I try to do, like I don't try to be like the Israelites that separate myself from my people. I never want to be the Israelite that separates myself from my people. So anytime I speak on my people, I'm going to always say we. Like I'm going to always include myself. So like when I speak to my people about black men, I always say we as black men, even though I'm nothing like you niggas. I am absolutely nothing like you niggas. Right? I'm not gay like you niggas. I don't be my woman like you niggas. I don't lie like you niggas. Right? But when it comes down to my people, I will never separate myself from my people. Never. Because that's what white people want you to do. Right? They want you to be like, okay, that's those type of blacks. Like what Chris Rock said, that joke, like, I love black people, but I hate niggas. Man, we one band, one sound. One band, one unified sound. But what they want you to do is to separate yourselves because that makes you a weaker army. That weakens your coalition, that weakens your rebellion when now I can fight against and be against my own. White people don't do that. When they have a common enemy, they band together. They choose each other regardless of their views. That's why when the Twin Towers dropped, the Republicans and the Democrats and the individual parties came together. They came together. They were on one accord because they understood that they were terrorized by the Arabs, and they terrorized the Arabs back until this day. You still to this day, as an Arab, cannot go into a what is it called, the plane station, the airport, without getting funny looks from white people. To this day, you can't do that because white people understand that they need to stick together when they have a common enemy. But for some reason, blacks and Hispanics are the only ones that can't do that. Like, we don't know how to stick together when we have a common enemy. We would rather fight amongst ourselves. And that's what white people think of you. They think that you're so easy to divide and pick off, which is why in Exodus, Amalek was specifically targeting the sick and the weak, because they knew that you would leave those people behind. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 15. Where he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
It's the Lord checking them. It's the Lord checking Combs. The Most High said, I'm going to have mercy on who I want to have mercy on. And this is a good father. And that's why I'm so thankful for Christ. I'm so thankful for Yahushua, man. Because without Yahushua, we really wouldn't understand what our relationship with the Most High is supposed to be like. Like, we just look at him like, okay, he's a God, he's the creator of all, he's the supreme being. But the Most High is more than that. He's a good father. He's a good dad. He's the father you never had, which is why you hate him so much and you hate his rules, because there is a liberality that comes with being under the tutelage of white people, but there is a chain of bondage and security that comes with being under the tutelage of the Most High, and we hate that. We hate it, right? That's why we rebel against everything that the Most High says. Do you know how hard it is to not have sex with a white woman for some dudes? You know how hard it is for some men to not be gay, to not fall into pornography, to not get high, to not be overly drunk. Like, it's really hard for them to do that. But you know what else is hard? It's hard to work a 9 to 5. It's hard to try to get a promotion. But we work for that. Like, we work for the benefits that come with Esau, but we hate to work for the benefits that come with the Most High, with Yahushua. We hate it. And we choose every single time them. We choose them every single time. And when the Lord said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, he gave us a relationship with our God. He's a good father, right? He's a good dad. And because we understand that, all you fathers and mothers out there, you understand, I do not always have to explain things to my children, because my children are going to want things for how they feel. I want things because it's what's best for my children. Real fast, let's go to Romans, the 7th chapter. I'm going to get a precept on that. Right, Romans chapter 7, right? And I want you to start at verse 12.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 12.
Slovakia. Not Romans chapter 7 and 12. It's start at verse 14.
Verse 14.
Right.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
So it says that the law is spiritual, right? But I am what?
But I am carnal.
I am what?
I am carnal.
Right. I am carnal. You know, I'm
sold under sin.
Right. Sold unto sin. The law is spiritual, meaning that the law wants what's good because it's good. It wants what's right because it's right. It wants justice. Like, it wants peace. That's what being spiritual means, right? Being spiritual, and even people in the world equate that, it's a place of bliss. It's a place of peace, right? But it says, I am carnal, sold unto sin, because we as people, we want things that are pleasurable to the flesh. We need things like, it's hard for us to do something without it making sense unto us. That's why we so big into idols. Like, we need something to please our flesh. It's hard to believe in a God that you can't see, that doesn't talk to you personally, but sends a man to come and talk to you, and you have to believe everything that that man says blindly. It's hard for our people to do that, right? But it's real easy for us to see a turkey and be like, yeah, this Thanksgiving, right? It's real easy for us to see the Christmas tree with the star on top and to worship that Christmas tree, right? It's real easy for the cross, for the Kaaba at Mecca. It's easy for us to believe in those things. But the one thing that's harder than all of those is actual faith. It feels impossible, right? Come. And the law wants you to have faith because faith is what's going to triumph, right? But because we're so carnal, being sold unto sin is like being a servant unto it. It owns me. It has control over everything that I do. Women have so much control over so many men, the same way that men have all the control over women. They want to be thoughts because you like thoughts. Like if you didn't double check, like if a sister went on the social media, no, let's use this. It's if a sister created an OnlyFans account and got no followers on her OnlyFans account, guess what she gonna stop doing? She gonna stop posting. Not only stop posting, but she's gonna take all the old videos down, the old pictures down. She's gonna delete her account entirely because she was like, yeah, men don't like that from me. Let me do what men like. It's like you had a point.
Like the brother was saying, even when you look at the ancient days, our people want to go back to Egypt. They didn't want to be led by Moses and Joshua. The Lord was leading us to a promised land where we had our own laws, we had our own system, our own way of worshiping God. But our people want to go back to the idols, go back to the old lifestyle, living just like the Egyptians. Living like the Egyptians, eating their foods, partaking in the same customs, laying down with each other. And they didn't get punished for those things because those things were celebrated in that land. But when they come into the truth and they're actually held accountable, that's when it's like, I don't know if I keep doing this. And it's real easy for them to fall out because this is the first time in their life that they've been held to a standard higher than what they've been told here in America. You got it.
And the standard hurts like that. To have standards hurt. And any brothers and sisters, y'all understand this specifically, especially when like if you in the place of dating, right? If you in a place of dating, Salakia, right? If you like in the place of like dating and trying and you like have constant fails, so like I gotta send this message and have like constant fails, right? You start to wonder like, is my morals fucked up? Am I expecting too much? Like, dang, I can't find nobody. A world of 8 billion people, you telling me I can't find my one, especially once you get to late 20. Once you get to late 20, you get to think of this whole head. If early 20 be fine, but late 20, the late 20s get tough, boy. Damn, see, cheap equipment. The late 20s get real tough, man. Right, and don't mention 30. Once you get 30, it's just like, man, you like that. My clock running. You listen, nigga. You hit 30, your standards drop. Right, you used to have, man, this what I want. I want this. Eyes gotta be like this, especially sister. Sister, you gotta be 6'5", light brown eyes. You gotta have a crispy line every time I see him. You gotta have the waves and the dreads at the same time. She hit 30, man. Her standards drop. Yeah, you finna accept this 250. You finna accept this 250, 5'8". You finna accept this. You gonna take it. You ain't got a choice. Where you gonna go? To a YN? This nigga gonna be putting a beam on you while you sleep. Yeah, you gonna accept this 5'8", 250. Right. And my reading level low. But you ain't got a choice. Them standards gonna drop. Right. But having that standard, it's like, it's a pain. It's a pain with having a standard, right? But at the same time, that standard is what protects you. That standard is what protects you. right? Because, right, it's like, yeah, when you have that standard, it stops you from falling for the lies that you clearly know are lies. Like a lot of sisters know that a man is lying to them when he's lying to them. But because she wants somebody more than she wants her standards being met, or her priorities just might be in the wrong standards, right? But because she wants to not be lonely more than she wants her standards being met, she'd be like, you know what? I'll pretend like these lies aren't lies. See if we can create an extra life for a right. Say something real quick.
So like the brother was saying, you having to live up to that standard, it hurts. But it's there to protect you. It's there to keep you focused, to keep you from getting hurt. It's really meant to keep you from getting hurt. And that's the whole gist of it. Us keeping these laws, it's really to protect us, to protect each other, how we treat each other, how we look at each other. But let me go back to that in Romans chapter 7. This is Romans 7 in verse 16. Then I do that which I would not. I consent unto the law that it is good. So you literally keeping the standard that the Most High gave to you is good. And that's all that it is. I'm going to drop down. It says, verse 18, for I know that in me that is in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. So your own thoughts could deceive you. That's why the scripture says your heart is wicked above all things. Who can know it? The thoughts that you have, what you really want, it might not be according to the will of the Most High. And that's evil. Right? It's no good thing. There's no good thing coming from just doing what you want to do. These other religions, other doctrines, whatever it is, there's no good thing that dwelleth in you. That's why you got to consent unto the law. You got to consent unto the standard that the Most High wants you to follow after. The Most High called us a holy nation, meaning set apart. Not to be like everyone else, not to, celebrate and worship how they serve their gods. No, it's something that you haven't seen before. It's the complete opposite. And yeah, that's like it. Right. I was just pulling that up. Try to send that to the quick. Let's go back to Romans the 9th chapter. Go back to Romans chapter 9. This, hey, y'all trying to pull something else like it. You gotta bear with it. Yeah, we gotta get Will Smith off of my computer screen. I read that in Romans chapter 9, verse 17. Hey, so like, yeah, for all you Israelites, man, don't go cheap. Come down quick. See, I gotta keep twisting it. Right, donate to the Cash App. Right, WFI Milwaukee. Right on Cash App. Right, you keep going. Get this guy. Verse 15. Get this. Oh, I'm not sure. Get this guy the hell up out of here. We don't allow this man here. Where he said, right, to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, right, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Right. So it says, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. Right. Meaning that the Lord makes the final decision. Just like any good parent, like I said before, the Most High is just a good father. Right. And most of us don't really understand good fathers, which is why we don't understand why your boyfriend needs to get beat up. Sisters don't understand that. Like why your father really needs to put hands on this dude. This dude been whooping that ass. He been lying to you. He did all kinds of stuff. And you haven't been crying to your father about it. You've been trying to fix this relationship with this man, right? And you just keep beating and beating and beating. And you make every excuse to your father that you can. You hide it from him. Right? But you just really want it to work out. It's not about actually having a boyfriend. That's our relationship with white people. They just beat you and beat you and beat you and beat you. Yet for some reason, we don't understand why our father needs to put hands on them. White people just look at you as a tool, as a toy, like something they can pick up and use. That's who you are to them. They have no respect for you. They have no love for you. The kindness that they show to you, right, is out of trickery. You think they give you food stamps because they love you? They don't give you food stamps because they love you. It's not love. You give people $1 at the gas station all the time. If I got extra change in my little door handle, you can have it. It's 2 quarters. What does that mean to me? What does $200 mean to a system that has billions? You get $200 on food stamps. You got kids with a little more. What does that mean to billionaires, to trillionaires, to people that make easily 6 figures, right? Not the low end of 6 figures. A lot of them, man, 500,000, couple 100,000, right? What is that to a people like that? Confidence and money. It means absolutely nothing to them, right? And you think that after everything that's happened, you can find a way to mean something to white people, and you never will. That's how they look at you. They look at you like that significant other that they can continue to keep and keep and keep cheating on. That's how they look at you. They will never have respect for you, right? Right.
Yeah.
So I can read that verse again.
Yeah. Verse 15. For he said to Moses,
Right.
I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
So like I said, a good father, yeah, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have mercy on who I'm gonna have mercy on. You've lost your chance. You've lost your chance to have control over the situation. You've lost your chance to have a say. Now it's my turn. Now I, as a father, I have to step in. I'm going to do something about it. A lot of y'all, I wish. That's why Paul said, man, I got continual sorrow in my heart because I wish so many of my people had a father like that. I wish I had a father like that. That's how I know I'm sad for y'all. I know what it's like to be a product of white supremacy. I know what it's like to be a victim of their government. I know what it's like to be a victim of everything that they've set up, right? Of the legal system. I know what it's like to benefit from their systems, to benefit from their institutions, right? I've lived that. I know what that's like. And because I know what that's like, I know what it looks like on both sides of the spectrum. And I know what being lost looks like in both of those places. I know what being lost looks like when you have money. I know what being lost looks like when you broke. Both of them bring sorrow into my heart. That's how Paul felt continually. And because we as a people kept falling off, the Most High had to step in. He said, yeah, now it's my turn. I'm going to have mercy on whom I'm going to have mercy. Even though the Lord has a completely understandable reason for it. Let's show, so like, we're going to show real fast. We're going to show why the Lord should do what he don't do to these crackers. So like, you're not crackers. I ain't calling white people crackers. For all the Israelites at home, and I'm going to say this, stop calling white people crackers. So like, oh, wait, hold on. Wait for it. I gotta have it, bro. I gotta have my dog. I gotta have my dog. So like, man, this lag is so bad. I gotta start it over again. You know, yeah. No, did I have it? Oh, I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. Right. Then I gotta break the chain off of the brothers. I gotta break the chain off the brothers. Damn, I just can't catch in the tongue. Control. Let me delete the Gmail off here. That's what's making it so late. Right. We're calling white people crackers. Because calling white people crackers unbeknownst to us, is very up there go my brother. Hold on. There go my brother. Hold on, wait, I gotta turn your volume up. Turn your volume up.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Shalom.
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 All right, so like real fast. So I was saying, right, because you know our favorite, you can hear me, right?
You good?
Yeah, so you know our favorite like term for white people is cracker. Like calling them cracker. We call them crackers. But unbeknownst to us, calling them cracker is more of an insult to yourself than it is to them. Like that's why white people don't get mad when you call them cracker, because they have to understand, like they know the etymology of the term cracker. Cracker was a slave term. Like cracker was talking about the person that cracked the whip. You was the cracker. He was the whip cracker. So it's like when we try to insult white people by calling them crackers, like you really insult yourself. So never call white people crackers. Think of something else. Matter of fact, hit the brother up Kazak, brother Kazak from WFI Detroit, and he got 1,000,001 different names for white people. Right.
Mayo.
Let me share my screen real fast. You said what? You was gonna say something?
Said brother love to hit that Mayo monkeys.
Yeah, he got it. He got it. Right. But for the people that question why the Lord says, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. We have a video for y'all from a brother named Christian Ruiz, right? So in Madison, right? You heard the story, right, Izar? Right. So in Madison, just last week, there was a brother by the name of Christian Ruiz. They said that he was breaking into cars, he was stealing, like trying to steal stuff or something like that. When they pulled up, he fled on a bike. They have 4 police officers arresting this brother. 4. They said he pulled out a knife and the officer got hurt. I see no blood at the scene. We've seen no images of the infliction from the so-called cop. We've seen none of that. But what we have seen is 4 officers trying to obtain a man. And in their detention of this man, they tase him, which incapacitates him. They still continue to stomp him a few times. And then an officer pulls out his gun and shoots this brother in the face 3 times. 3 times. Right. So I'm going to play the video real fast because they question why. Read that again real fast.
Where he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
So for the people that question that, we're going to play this video. And they tried to keep this video from going out. They tried to take it down several times. We're going to play this video real fast. So you got the white woman. It's already 3 cops wrestling this man to the ground. Right. The white woman comes up with a taser. Listen to it. She says, taser, 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 taser. She didn't tase the brother, but what? Tasers him. He's now on the ground. The taser's taking effect, right? The taser's taking effect, and then what continues to happen? Watch this. Cops stomped him and then shot him in the face 3 times anyway. All right, read that verse again.
Romans 9:15, where he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I'll have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
That's why. Because of brothers like Christian Ruiz, brothers like Tamir Rice, brothers like Emmett Till, right? That's why. That's why the Most High chooses who he's going to have mercy on and who he's going to judge. Because you aren't capable of it. Because the same way you get angry about certain things, you also let those things go. You let it go. You don't hold it against white people. You hold it against your brother, but you will never hold it against them. And because white people know that, they'll continue to treat you like the bad boyfriend. Right? You want to say something, Isaiah?
Should I just add a quick precept real quick? Because that go right into, you know, Zechariah 11:5. So this Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. If they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So, you know, just based off the video, you know, these officers, they not, of course, they not gonna get no charges. You know, they just, you know, it's gonna go, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, no judgment is gonna come. I can't think of the word right now, Salakia, but you know,
They're gonna be pardoned, not pardoned, but you know, they're gonna be judged as innocent.
Con gonna be innocent for sure. Like they gonna get away scotch free. So you know, hey, and our people, we just, you know, we love to try to attach to these people, but you know, this gonna always be the treatment that we get from them. You know, even with what's the Nolan Wells brothers, same thing. You know, now them white dudes that was with them, you know, same thing. They gonna get away scotch free, bro. I know one of the kids, I think his mama is a lawyer. Hey, soon as it happened, they got lawyered up. Soon as they got back in town, they all lawyered up. So you know, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be same thing. Another code. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna add, I want you to finish your point, but I was gonna add his mother, it's not that his mother is a lawyer, his mother is a judge.
Judge. Con.
So she has even more power. And you see, like, and this is what usually happens. And you can tell like how white people are, like how they know how to separate that relationship or that friendship with you. Because if y'all were truly friends, y'all would have spoken out. But what did they all do? They all went home and lawyered up. All of them. And you can tell they got professionals. Ain't nobody speaking. And the white dude that did speak, you can tell how trained he was and how prepped he was to go and speak in that area. Because there was just certain things he wouldn't allow to come out. He wouldn't allow himself to say.
And I also go ahead. I just heard, I want to say like yesterday, it was a so I heard some audio. I think it was on TikTok, Instagram, one of them. And you know, basically the white dudes, they had Esau, they had called the police, and in the background you can hear while they on the phone with the police, you can hear them saying, check his chest, check his chest. You know, like I say again, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be another cold case. You know, our people not getting no justice, you know, and we not until the Lord come back. But we steady just want to attach ourselves to these people. We steady want to, you know, cut them slack. You know, we still got that spirit of, oh, that's just this case. It's not all of them. While these people continue to show that it's all of them. But we still try to, every time, bro, we still try to cut them slack. We continue to do this. And, you know, we got to get away from that, man. 2026, we should only be, like, history should prove itself now that loving these other people ain't going to get us nowhere. We got to depend on our people, love our people. And, hey, we got to get back to the ways of old, of doing for self. But, Khan, go ahead, huh?
Yeah, so I was just gonna pull up because you know how they try to say like black people are so like they try to say that black people like are overrepresentation in crime. I'm gonna share something real fast. This is the white man and his deception. Like when we go to scriptures, right, and it talks about the magicians, right, and the prognosticators. This is this is the white man's gift in being a magician. I'm just gonna share this real fast. All right. Here's what they try to say. All right, I'm gonna wait till it pulls up. They try to say, I pulled it up, I looked up what percentage of people who commits more crime by percentage in the US, right? And then right? Who they instantly hop in? Murder and violent crimes. Murder, violent crimes, property crime, right? Let's go down. Right. So this, what they try to do is they try to talk about violent crimes. They don't talk about only crimes as a whole. They say that we overrepresent it. But here's the thing, right? This FBI data, right? I'm gonna read it real fast. FBI data arrest shows, right? Has gone up 0.7% of arrests. They got 4.23 million crimes that are basically happens in 2024. Black people has gone up 0.3% of arrests of 1.97. Hispanic was arrested was 1.02 million. And this is all based on FBI data. But this is where the white man's magic comes in, right? I'll show you real fast. This word right here. This word right here. Arrests. It's not based on convictions. It's not based on if they've actually done it, but it's only based on arrests. So if somebody gets killed, like let's say if all three of us walk in, somebody gets killed, we have nothing to do with it. We come up, get questioned and arrested about it, they count that towards that number. We can all prove that we didn't do it. We can be out the same exact day. But if we get arrested behind it, if they have to detain us, it counts towards that number. It has nothing to do with convictions.
Salakia.
Nothing to do with convictions.
Salakia. I also seen a stat recently that said we also the most exonerated people.
That's what I was going to go to next. We my point.
Right. The people that get charged falsely, in other words, for brothers that may not understand, we get charged falsely the most and let go. You know, it's many cases of that. What's that one case that happened in the Central Park 5? I'm pretty sure brothers heard of that, where the 5 black brothers in Central Park, they got accused of raping a white woman. You know, they did all these years in the system. They was kids too. They did all these years on Rikers Island, and they all end up getting Salaki. It may not be all, because I know maybe 1 or 2 may have died while they was locked up, but nonetheless, the case got overturned. And I know one of the brothers ended up getting some millions behind this, but prison messed him up so much. It's like, bro, that money can't make up for that trauma that brother went through as a kid going through the prison system. But
and it's like, it's insane how they think that they can just buy their way out of that. It's like he can't get his time back. He can't get his years back. He spent his entire life behind bars. His entire life. If people, like for the people that have never went to jail, especially when you go for a long time, it changes you. It changes everything about you. Like that's a sister that I know. And she was saying, man, after doing like years in the jail, she said like it's like trying to even be feminine is an uphill battle. She said she felt like they took her femininity away from her, just being in jail. Like they stripped her of that to where it's like now that she's free, she don't even know how to like be feminine again. Like it's they cage you like beasts. After everything you've done for them, you fought in their wars, you've raised their babies, you've bled in every single battle, and they cage you like beasts, disproportionately, as we read, right? So I brought this up. This is on Michigan law, right? Michigan law. It says Black people in the United States are 7 times more likely. I wish I had. Let me see if I can pull it back up. The other tab that I just had. So Alakia, bear with me. How you go to history? No, you do history. Right. What's the name of history? Gotta be history does right here. I'm gonna pull up the statistics that they just had, and then I'm gonna pull it up with the same exact rate. I kind of want to do the math, right? I kind of want to do the math because white people, this is their magic. Like this is white people's magic. They know how to use words and use numbers and make it look like is something that it actually isn't. He dropped off. Right, his phone might have died. Let me text him. Right, till then, we're gonna kind of go into this, right? I gotta go find it again. I gotta find it again. I go too far. But for everybody to know, when people try to battle you on that, it's based off of arrest data. It's not based off of convictions at all. It's not based off of like what actually matters. It's based off of you getting arrested. So when you got over policing in black neighborhoods, when you have like, and it's no longer in a play, but the stop and frisk law, when you have like the different things and avenues that white people use against us to get us into their system, it affects that number, even though you aren't convicted. So it makes it look as if we're the violent ones. But if they commit crimes on another land, it's okay. Like they can go and bomb like Pearl Harbor, not Pearl Harbor, but Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the millions of innocent people that they unalived, took the lives of children, babies, grandmothers, like people that didn't deserve it. See, it was different. So with Pearl Harbor, like that was an American base. Like they basically suicide bombed American bases, right? They had their planes come and they basically was like having their planes just crash straight into like Pearl Harbor and everything. And they attacked the military, right? So, oh, no. Right. They attacked the military. But when America struck back with Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when they used that was the first time and the only time they ever used that bomb, they killed millions of innocent people. Millions of innocent people. But for some reason, that doesn't count. Like, that doesn't count. It doesn't count towards their number. So I can do that. Actually, further. Let's see. I can't see. Okay. So, white people can go and murder whoever they want. Right? White people can go and murder whoever they want, but you cannot. So, like your eyes are, I'm on YouTube. You need to say something. If you can't turn your camera on,
Say it again,
I was just saying, yeah, if you don't need to, if you can't turn your camera on, then but if you need to say something, just kind of hop in there at any point. So, but I'm gonna go back to it real fast. So, you got two statistics that white people use, and this information it says like opencrime.us, but it's all based on FBI data. FBI data is based on arrest data. So when people try to use that against you, never allow them to use that against you because it's not based on convictions. It's all based on arrest. So you can be arrested for just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, yet you now become a statistics that makes Black Americans look violent. That's the magic of the white man. So we're gonna go back to it real fast. It says that Black people in the United States are 7 times more likely than white people to be falsely convicted of serious crimes, more likely to be targets of the police misconduct, and to spend longer in prisons before being exonerated. So it says that we're 7 times more likely. Let me see if I can do the math on that. Wait, what does that say? Black people are represented in 13.6% of the population, but account for 53% of 3,200 exonerations in the registry as of August 8th, 2022. So that's how many Black people were exonerated. But they try to say that you're over proportionally represented in the crime, that they don't count the exonerations. And here's the thing, exonerations are based on convictions. Like exonerations aren't based on arrest data. Exoneration means that you were convicted of a crime, but afterwards you proved yourself innocent. Whereas the FBI data is just based on arrest data. It's not actually based on any conviction. It's just based on being arrested. So for the white people that just know how to lawyer up, they know how to, you know what I'm saying? They know the laws, they understand the laws. They can keep themselves from being arrested for something. they don't add to those crime statistics. But with us being uneducated on their laws, they get to add us to a part of this number, but it doesn't account for actual convictions. Yet we have this high percentage, and it says that we're 7 times more likely. So I kind of want to do that number real fast. Right. So it says that Black people are by race 1.97 million percent. I'm trying to see what percentage it is. Despite being only, and this is what's crazy, they only specifically did Black people, like they didn't touch on anybody else. But it says despite being 13.7% of the population, Black people are overrepresented. I'm just trying to find the percentage so I can do math on percentage. But basically, I can't find percentage, right? But if you take that percentage, right, and you write it down, so let's take like 1.97. 1.97. So if you take that 1.97, I'm gonna just do the entire amount. So 197 million, 197 million, right? And it says that we're 7 times more likely. So if you divide that by 7, that means it would be, am I doing this right? 28 million. So 1.9, no, it's 1.97 million. So that's 1 million. Then divide that by 7. Will be 281,000. That will be essentially like the consensus, 281,000. So it said that we're 7 times more likely to be arrested, right, for these crimes. I mean, not to be arrested, but to be convicted and then prove ourselves innocent of these crimes. But they claim you such a big percentage of this number, which is just based on arrest data. And that's the magic that comes with white people. Like, they don't base it on the reality of everything. They base it based upon what they want it to look like. And they know how to hide it in words and in numbers to make it seem as if you're the enemy. Read verse 15 again. 9:15.
Verse 15, where he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion.
This is why. This is why. This is why the Most High gets to decide who he wants to have compassion on and who he wants to judge. Because we get fooled by the white man, his numbers, his math, his science, his statistics. But the Most High isn't fooled on that. He knows what's going on. Even though we have become a violent people through our persecution, through our downtroddenness, through our oppression, we have become bad. We have, acted out against ourselves. White people also act out against themselves. But they claim that we're the more violent, even though they steal more from each other than we steal from anybody. I wish I could pull up the numbers. They ain't gonna never actually show the numbers, because half of them getting away with it, right? Read on.
Verse 16, right? So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Right? So it
says, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. So the Most High, he's the one that's going to show mercy. Right? Most High, he's the one who's going to have mercy on us. And he's not going to have mercy on the so-called white man, because he still has to pay. Why would you have mercy on someone that has to pay for the violent crimes that they have done? We're in our captivity paying for what our forefathers have done. So it's only right and just if that happens to them. Right? We know, well, I actually had something real quick too. Kind of going back to how we're more likely to be arrested and exonerated. You have something called the veil of darkness study. So Black drivers are more likely to be pulled over during the daytime than at night. It says, Stanford Open Policing Project found a 5 to 10% drop in the share of Black drivers stopped after sunset compared to daylight hours. So this entire system is literally created to target and to make us look like something that we're not. They create that entire image to destroy us, to keep us from being built. And the Most High, He's gonna only have mercy on the victims. We actually need saving from that because we cannot do anything to change it. So reading that again, it says, verse 16, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back to Romans the 9th chapter, right? Read that again, Lucky. So it says that it's not of what,
It is not of him that willeth,
right?
nor of him that runneth.
So it's not about him that willeth, meaning it's not about what you want. So like, I think I need to go let me go plug this in, say something here real fast.
Right, so it's not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. So I mean, it's not, he can't pay his way to get access to mercy. And Esau, he's known for doing that. They're the judges, they own everything. They can just get a slap on the wrist. We're more likely to have longer sentences than they are. So it's like they can pay and literally finesse in the system. But it's nothing that you can do when it comes to the Most High, because the Most High, he doesn't accept rewards. He doesn't accept persons. He doesn't accept gifts. The scripture says a gift blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. So I mean, he could just say anything and get passed on that just because he's the ideal image in society. Everyone will believe his words. They'll claim him innocent before evidence are brought forth. But we know the real. We know what's going on behind closed doors.
So touching back on what I was going into with him that willeth and him that runneth, meaning that it's not under your control as to how the Lord operates. We have no control over that. There's nothing you can do. Like a precept that I like to go to a lot is 2nd Esdras 4th chapter. Because in 2nd Esdras 4:35, it says that the Most High has weighed the world in the balance. It does not move nor stir it until the time be fulfilled. Right? So I'm pissed. I gotta get up again. Right? But it says he does not move nor stir it until said time be fulfilled. Right? Because the Most High doesn't move anything for anybody. Like everything is already set. It has a set time. It has its appointed time. Right? And it's all weighed in the balance, meaning that it all has to make sense for the Lord. It doesn't have to make sense for you. It has to make sense for the Lord. Like it has to be fair and just for the Lord. So it's like when the Lord has mercy on some people, when he had mercy on David, did David deserve that mercy, even though the crime that he committed was just that bad? The Lord has to weigh everything within the balance. Let's say if you're not somebody like Saul, you got one chance and you're done, buddy. You got you up out of there. But you got parables like in Luke, where it says these 3 years, right, does not produce fruit. Don't get, no, I'm gonna give him an extra year. The Lord has to weigh everything in the balance, and it all has to make sense to the Most High. And when it makes sense to the Most High, it might not necessarily make sense to you, but it makes sense to him. And because he has the power, his will be done. So it's not of him that willeth or of him that runneth. You can fight as much as you want. You can wish as much as you want. If it's not of the Lord, it's not going to happen. Or if it is of the Lord, it's guaranteed to happen. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Right, we don't.
Go. Verse 17.
Right.
For the scripture said unto Pharaoh,
Right.
Even for the same purpose have I raised thee up.
The Lord raises up men just to destroy them. It says, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up. And this is what I realized my time in the truth. And I pray to the Most High always. I pray to the Most High always to not make me. I ask the Most High to make me and be an example, but that he has for me to be a righteous example. Because there are men that the Lord builds up in this truth just to tear them down in the sight of many. And we see that going on with a lot of Israelite leaders. You see that going on with a lot of your own brothers. You see that going on with sisters. The Lord will make somebody to be incredibly mighty, like somebody that you 100% know is a servant of the Lord, and you tear them down, like lower than you could ever think. I don't even know. Let me ask them, am I allowed to speak on the situation I want to speak on? Let me call it up. I'm gonna need you to say something to me again. Because this nigga,
There's so many men.
rubber dick.
Yeah, so many men that the Most High raised up.
Like rubber dick. That's what priests do, right?
Damn.
Shalom. So the Lord can do it to anybody. And that's like you laughing at the brother, but the Lord can do it to anybody, right? The Lord raises men up just to tear them apart. It can happen to you. It can happen to me. I just pray to the Lord always that he doesn't allow me to be that unrighteous example, right? You just gonna say something? Yeah, keep reading.
Verse 17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose.
Even for this same purpose. Like, this is what I created you for. I created you. I molded you. I gave you my spirit to turn you into somebody that I could destroy. And that's the power of the Lord. That's the power of the Lord. Stop thinking, oh my God, I gotta say something to Israel. Stop thinking that you are important enough for the Lord to just hate. You are not important enough for the Lord to hate. You are nowhere near important enough for the Lord to really call you his enemy. He got bigger problems than you. The Lord is not just against you. He might punish you. He might afflict you. But do you know what it's like to really be an enemy of God? Like, you might feel like David said, he felt like, I feel like I'm an enemy of God. But do not for us. It's so insulting. Like, I really try to follow after the brothers that are above me. Like brothers like Yard, like when I watch Yardan, if you're on a council Yardan, and you just see how humble brothers are, it's just like, I wish I could be as humble as you. Because brothers can just like hear you saying something, know that what you're saying is absolutely outrageous, but be wise enough to be like, you know what? This isn't the time to rebuke. I'm gonna let him get this off so that I can win this brother over in the long run. You say the wrong shit around me, nigga, shut up. It is so insulting when you think that you are important enough that God has to single-handedly pick you out to destroy you. Nigga, let's look at your track record of your decision, of your thought process and your decisions. Let's look at your track record. Like, that's like when niggas be like, yeah, I'm smart, I just didn't do my work in school. Nigga, when we look at your GPA, when we look at your homework, I mean, they say you failed. Nigga be like, yeah, you know, I eat healthy, but, you know, I work out, I just eat unhealthy. So it's like, bro, when we look at you, it's just, you know, I can't tell. Yeah, you know, I get girls, but I'm just not focused on it right now. Shalom. Right. The proof doesn't exist. You are not important enough for the Most High to individually pick you out for you to be his enemy. Your own decisions have brought you to where you are, right? So when it says, for this very purpose, I have raised thee up, even as I have slackened, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. If you aren't big enough for when the Lord destroys you, it affects millions, then don't put yourself up, right? The Lord knows who he's destroying. The Lord knows who he's counting himself as an enemy, right? And that's what the Lord is doing right now to your favorite people. The Lord is building white people up. He's allowing them to get away with certain crimes. He's allowing them to commit evils and the dastardly things that white people do, right? Yeah. He's allowing them to do the dastardly things that they do, because when he destroys them, right, real fast, let me get a precept in Jeremiah. I think it's Jeremiah 31:7. Might be Jeremiah 3:17. Right. Let me see 3:17 real quick. Let me think of 17. Jeremiah 3:17. Bear with me. That's not it. Right. So say something real fast.
Right. Let me see. Let me grab this quick precept. Leaving Revelations. Let's see this is what I want. God, just the book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." So the Most High, he already knows who he's going to destroy. The Lord is telling his people to come out of her. Don't make yourself an enemy to the Most High when you don't have to be. Don't make life harder than what it is. The Most High, he already knows who he's going to destroy. He knows exactly how he's going to do it too. Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. So Esau, he think he getting off scotch-free, but the Most High is really letting him build up his sins just so he can remember them in the last days and destroy him. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven. So Esau just going to keep getting away, scotch-free, do what he wants, do as he please. But the Most High, he's keeping account of all these things. Judgment will happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It's only a matter of time. Reward her even as she had rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double. So the Most High, he's waiting for this place to cap out on her sins and then go destroy him times 2. Most High gonna do double damage, double tap, like Call of Duty. So that's the judgment for Esau. That's the judgment for these ungodly nations. You got it.
Yeah, so I found my precept is Jeremiah 16 and 14, right? I'm gonna read it. Right. So it says, let me see, that's where I want to start. I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, therefore will I cast you out of this land and into a land. God, therefore will I cast you out of this land and into a land that ye know not, neither nor your fathers. And there ye shall serve for the gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. That's where we are now. We're in a place, so like here, where we don't get the favor of God, right? We're in a place that the Lord doesn't show favor. And sometimes it's even to the righteous. Like I know a lot of righteous brothers that constantly go through persecution. Like you ever see a brother going through so much, it's like, I don't even know how to exhort you. Because I don't know why the Lord put you through what he put you through. Like I'm gonna let you vent. I'm gonna let you get it off your chest. But I don't even know what to tell you. Outside of you gotta keep going. Right? In the land of our captivity, the Lord is not going to show you favor. Like you're going to have to fight. Because when he gave you favor, you fought for evil. Right? So now that he's taken that favor away, you have to fight to get it back. Right? Reading on, it says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought you up, brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. The Lord is building up the so-called white man. He's building up these other nations so that he can show within them his true power. He can show within them his actual power. Like, Hawaiians are not like a worthy adversary to the Lord. Like, that's why when you go out to the highways and byways, you'll never hear me speak against the Samoans. Like Japheth is a side character. Just like back in ancient times, they definitely played their hand in a lot of stuff, like Javon and not Meshach, but yeah, Meshach and the Russians, but Gog and Magog, that's what I was looking for. Like Gog and Magog. Back in the day, they played their hand, but it's like now Japheth is just a side character. Like you're just there, right? I don't preach against the Samoans because they got a worthy adversary to the Lord. Like we can handle Samoans. But for enemies as big as the enemies that we battle, especially within the four corners of America, right? Within the brothers that we have in Europe, especially our brothers on the islands, like the brothers in Jamaica and Southern America, like the battle that we fight in those places, even though we scattered abroad, like we scatter everywhere, but it's like the battles that we fight in specific places make the people there a worthy adversary for the Lord to tear down. Just like Pharaoh. Like there are some nations that the Lord wants to build them up just to destroy them. That's why you don't like the Hawaiians. It's just, they don't have their time to rule. It's just there. Right? You said what?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So it's just some nations, they're just likened unto a small drop of water. Compare a raindrop to the entire ocean. That's how minuscule and just so beneath that some of these nations are. The Most High, he has bigger fish to fry. But you got it.
Yeah, so it's like, like I was saying, it's just like most nations, y'all just there, right? But there are some nations that the Lord really wants to build them up to tear them down. Like Esau, Amalek, and like the other Edomite tribes, because it's a couple of Edomite tribes. Like it's more than just one Duke of Edom. Like it's a bunch of Edomite tribes. They all different tribes. So let's not, like, sometimes we just kind of group them up. It's a bunch of different tribes of white people. Same, we got 12 tribes of Israel, like it's separate tribes of white people. That's why we see different amounts of evil from the different white people. Like these American white people are. It's a different breed, tribe of white people. But it's like you might have the Irish, which are evil, but they not like the same kind of evil as the Uish people, right? They might not be the same kind of evil as those people. They take videos down if you say it with a J. Blue Jays, right? Yeah, the tiny fellas. The what we call them? Because they do the oral circumcision. We gotta come up with a nickname for them for that. That's what they're gonna be known for. Like we make fun of their hats, but y'all niggas, y'all chew rod. Y'all chew rod, baby rod. Y'all chew baby rod. And that's the thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like even white Americans hate that. That's how you know like it's different tribes. Like white Americans hate that. And then like I don't want to compare them to vanilla. Like you got different types of vanilla because like vanilla is good. Vanilla is sweet. There's nothing sweet about white people. There's nothing good about white people. On top of that, vanilla beans are black. So let's no longer refer to white people as vanilla. We're no longer referring to them as crackers, right? You got to come up with something else, and specifically for each tribe, right? But like the Jewish people, the Ujays, right? They just a specific breed of evil. Like a lot of American white people hate child molestation. They love sexual deviancy. A lot of them hate child molestation. But the Ujays, the Ujas people with a J, man, come on. That's their thing. They chew on baby rods. Like when it comes down to the circumcision, and this is what's crazy about it. Instead of just like snipping all of the skin off, they snip 95% of it, and then that last little piece, they just want to bite it off. Just like use the scissors. Like it's more. Okay, so going back to Jeremiah, right, or going back to Romans the 9th chapter, right? There are specific people that the Lord wants to build up just to destroy these people and to tear these people down. As we saw, you seen with the brother, the brother Ruiz, why these people need to be destroyed and how white people look at you. Like you were a thing to them, just a thing to them. White people don't really care to give you anything, don't really care to provide for you. You're just a play toy, right? That they use and abuse. They just use and abuse you, right? So let's go back to what Romans chapter.
Romans 9:17, right? For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, right? And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth, right? Verse 18, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will pardon him. Thou wilt say unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
Right, so it says, whom he hardeneth, right? Like basically the Lord gonna do as he pleases. The Lord's gonna do as he will, he's gonna do as he wants. He has that power and he has that capability. If we put that power in your hands, like when we put that specific power in the hands of blacks and Hispanics, or there's a precept for the day. We put that specific power in the hands of blacks and Hispanics, we go and vote for white people. And we go and vote for them. We go love them. That's what happens when we have the power to choose who we don't have mercy on. We forgive them. Like, I don't know if y'all remember. Do you remember that brother that got killed by that cop? Right? The cop walked into the wrong house, right? The cop walked into the wrong house and she killed the black man. She killed that brother. Kim Potter. Look at this bad bitch. I'm gonna pull it up, Slucky. Copy. I gotta pull it over here. Slucky. Look at this big bro. Now I gotta find the video. So she walks into the wrong house. I'm gonna just tell the story real fast. She walks into the wrong house, right? Then the brother, whose house it actually was, got up, of course, nervous, like what's going on? And guess what Kim did? Right? She killed him. She killed him. Right? I'm gonna pull this up. I want to find a video. Got to find the video. So like you can say something till I find it. Right? But we're gonna pull up this video and we're gonna show y'all like what actually happens when judgment is mercy is given in our hands. Like judgment and mercy needs to, right? Because when they went to court, right? Live to it. Right, when they went to court, I gotta find a video. Her sister did an act, the most atrocious of acts, that shows why judgment should actually be in the hands of the Lord, right? So let me click this. Right, I'm gonna go to it. So it's a white woman by the name of Kim Potter. Right? Pull this up, select. Share my screen. Select this. Izar, at any point if you need to hop in, you can either say something or you can like text me. But I'm gonna add this to the stage real fast. We're going to present.
Con, y'all good, huh? I'll go ahead, cook. I'm tuned in.
We're gonna rock. Right. So where is it? Is that the one that we wanted? Or is this the one that we want? Trying to find one with Kim. Trying to find one with Kim. What is this? Oh, there we go. It says federal judge makes same ruling, says cops reasonably killed an innocent man at the wrong house. Right. So it says a federal judge has ruled that the police officers who mistakenly arrived at the wrong house killed the homeowner within seconds. No. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. So like it's the wrong one. It's not the one. Damn, that's safe. So basically, I'm explaining. It was a woman by the name of Kim Potter, right? She was charged with second-degree manslaughter for shooting a brother named Dante Wright. So she basically walked into his house, right? Which her house, it was the wrong house. Apparently, his door must have been unlocked. Walked into his house. I think it was it wasn't in Mexico. And when he got up in concern, she shot and she killed that brother. Shot and killed the brother, right? And when they were in court, his sister, right? Oh yeah, her name was Amber Geiger. That's who it was, right? Oh God, maybe it was the brother. Maybe it was the brother. Hold on. Yo, come on, ass.
Entirely unexpected.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Yes.
18-year-old Brant John shocking the courtroom by leaving a stand during his victim impact statement for a most unlikely embrace. Amber Geiger wept as she hugged the younger brother of the man she shot and killed. A jury had just sentenced the former Dallas officer to 10 years in prison for murdering Botham John, unarmed neighbor she had mistaken for a burglar when she accidentally. And as for that hug, have you ever seen anything like that before? Never. Even Geiger's defense team was floored.
Too bad.
What did you say? The wrong apartment. It's the temper. As for that hug, have you ever seen anything like that before? Never.
This is white people. Like they just can't fathom. They can't fathom it. Never. Never seen something like white people aren't capable of compassion. They're not capable of compassion, right? She walked into the wrong house thinking it was her house and killed this brother. And this nigga gave her a hug and said, I forgive you.
Even Geiger's defense team was floored.
I think he showed with his grace and forgiveness how he should heal. And I hope that people that were upset by the verdict will follow his example.
The judge moved. She
look at
also hugged.
Look at these
will follow his example.
The judge,
his family smiling, supporting him. And not to mention, that is a very gay time.
I hope that people that were upset by the verdict will.
Look at this shirt, not Shata's shirt. Look at this nigga's shirt. Come on. He was a part of the community, right?
Hey,
And
Salakia.
this is his family, like hugging him. Yeah.
Salakia. Hey, I guarantee, I'm willing to bet my life on this, that after or at some point during this trial, I guarantee the family, the black family, I guarantee they prayed for that damn cop.
You know they did.
I guarantee they prayed, Lord, she didn't know what she was doing. Forgive her. You know,
wait, you gotta say it how they would say it though. Like forgive her for what?
Shit, forgive her. What you mean?
You're like forgive her because first she knew not what she did. Like you know what Yahusha was on the cross. I forgive them for they know not what they do. Like, come. So like, and I try to cut you off.
You know, and all this, that shit just be Christianity, man. That shit, like, it literally just rotted our mind, bro. Like, so, and at the same time, you know, that's Israel's heart too. Because, you know, we actually just, you know, we fair people. we don't want to especially in the world, like we want all these.
You in the matrix. You in the matrix. Lucky. You in the matrix.
It's cutting out.
We have of the earth that's capable of having the whole world complete and
You on mute.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. It sound. Keep talking.
I had went out, brothers couldn't hear me.
Yeah. You went out, but start so rock out from the beginning again. And we heard most of it, but then it cut out for like the last 15 seconds. So just rock out from there.
Con, I was just saying, like,
You still talking? Idar. Yeah, brother.
y'all go ahead. Don't worry about it. Salakia, y'all go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, Con. I mean, if brothers can't hear me and my connection bad, ain't nothing I can really do.
Now. It's only start once you go into your breakdown, but it's clean now. Try it again from the top, and if that don't work, we can go back into it. Try it again.
Con. So
yes, it's doing it again. It's doing it again.
Y'all rock out. Go ahead.
If your connection is, I'm gonna touch on this for a little bit because it's going into my point. Right. Your connection end up getting better, just let me know and I'm gonna let you rock.
Follow his example.
The judge so moved, she also hugged Geiger and gave.
So it wasn't enough that he did it, but then the judge that presided over the case turned around and then hugged this white woman and forgave her. I kind of want to look into who that judge is. And I want to see her previous rulings, and I want to try to put a court footage. I might do that in a different video. But I'm trying to put a court footage to see how she handled people closer to her, like who she was. I want to see how she handled her own, and did she handle them with that same compassion?
For her personal Bible.
What? She gave her Bible.
She also hugged Geiger and gave her personal Bible.
She gave her personal Bible. Hugged her. Oh, man.
But outside the courtroom, outrage.
That's how it was supposed to be. Like, that's what happens. And that's why the Lord has to have the decision of who has to have that mercy. He has to have the decision of who makes that judgment. Because when we put it into our hands, like he had the chance, man, listen, God forbid that ever happened in my family. But I am holding camp in that courtroom. I got the perfect precept lined up for that white broad, right? But he hugged her, and the judge hugged her, and then gave her personal Bible. First and foremost, what you give her the Bible for? Because she's gonna do 10 years. Like, she's not taking that Bible inside. It's just gonna sit in her belongings for 10 years, and the Lord willing, she don't make it out. So you just wasted all your time. Like, what I look like you? What? My notes to you, a murderer. I refuse. But that's why the Lord has to have that judgment. That's why he judges who he wants to judge, and that's why he has mercy who he wants to have mercy on. Because when it's placed in our hands,
Of prison killed. A jury had she hugged the younger brother.
When it's placed in our hands, this is what we do. This is what we do. When it's placed in our hands, we find a way, right, to have that compassion on them. Let me see if I full screen this cool, man. I'm bothered. Like, I can't speak for everybody, but it's just some stuff that really bothers me. Solo screen. Oh shit. Solo screen for this one. Damn, let's see. I just want to emphasize it. Oh, there you go. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's disgusting. It's vile. Yes. And she just murdered your brother. Your brother, your flesh and your blood. Right? She just murdered him. And you just let her slide with it.
Hey, Salakia, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
I was gonna say real quick, that's not a church hug either. That's a real deal. I love you. I'm crying hug. That's one of them.
Emotions, feelings in that. That's one of the hugs. You know how back when you used to give out hugs, and it'd be that one, like you give a hug to the whole group, but it used to be that one that you really used to like. That hug lasts for like 3 seconds. Y'all rock a little. Let me see if he rocked, bro.
Man.
Yeah, he better not rock. Oh, well, he rocked.
Nah,
like,
for real.
That ass. Let me see if he rocked, bro.
Amber Geiger
Oh,
Webb
God. Did he rock?
were most unlikely courtroom by leaving
Bro.
the stand during his victim impact statement.
Bro.
Most
Oh, that nigga rocked. He rocked. Oh, God.
Lord in Christ.
He rocked.
Wow.
The nigga rock, bro. Oh, bro.
Hey, man, there you have it.
What happens?
Not make this up.
This is
That's
what happens.
people.
I gotta see if the judge gave her the rock too.
Brace. Amber wept as she hugged
Then it
the
said
brother.
she wept like she was just Jesus or something.
A jury
Right.
just
I was thinking that too.
Like she's Jesus, bro. Amber Geiger wept. Oh my God. They turned her into a hero. They turned a murderer, a villain into a hero. She's a hero.
Man, that is insane, bro.
And it's like they're putting the emphasis on her. You said what?
I just said you can't make this shit up, man.
Like they putting the emphasis on her, bro. On her. He's the one with the forgiveness of angels. And they putting the emphasis on her. So like you were saying something?
Nah, I was just saying you can't make this shit up, bro. And let this have been a brother, man. Look, his family gonna his whole family gonna be damn jumping over the pews, over the chairs. Gotta catch his family outside, all of that. If this was another brother,
it's disgusting. I don't know. I'm more disgusted. No, I'm definitely more disgusted by her murdersome actions. But I'm so offended by him. I gotta see if the judge did the right.
Younger brother. We finna have the next.
you know she did.
I gotta see something, bro. Hold on, Slucky. Bear with me. I
The
gotta see something. Is there a timer on this motherfucker?
The judge for sure rock. I guarantee it.
Bro, I got to see something, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But this clock needs to be updated. Oh, I need to update, bro. You got the time? You trying to time it, bro. I gotta see how long this was.
Salaki, I want brothers, before you press play, like brothers, just look at that grip that the brother has on this white bitch, bro.
On waist.
Like he's embracing her, like he on some. That's
yeah. Man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like that's that hug that when brothers, you see them videos when people first get out the military, Well, no, when they just finished they basic training and they haven't seen their family in like a month, 2 months, whatever the case is, that's one of them hugs. I ain't seen you in a couple months. Jake, that be fresh out of prison, that's one of them hugs. And she just killed your brother, bro. Like, that is insane.
That's not it. Can you zoom in? You can't zoom in on this. Damn, let's see. Nah, you can't zoom in on this. Look right here, bro. This nigga hugged her so tight. He damn near touching his own waist. Like, he hugged her that tight, bro. The nigga damn near hugging himself too. Like, how you hug both of y'all, bro? This is just flat out corner. We finna time this hug though. I'm not gonna lie. I got to see it. Bear with me while I do my father.
Amber, during his victim, 18-year-old Branch John, shocking the courtroom by Livia's stand during his victim impact statement for a most unlikely embrace. Amber Geiger wept as she hugged the younger brother of the man she shot and killed. A jury.
They didn't even show the whole 10 seconds. That's just what she showed. You gotta show the camera, bro. That's a 10-second hug. And that was them cutting it off. That was a 10. I guarantee he didn't even hug his woman like that. I guarantee you he don't. Let's see.
Just sentenced the former Dallas officer to 10 years in prison for murdering both John, unarmed neighbor she had mistaken for a burglar. She accidentally entered the wrong apartment in September. As for that hug, have you ever was for?
I think he showed with his grace and forgiveness how he should heal. And I hope that people that were upset by the verdict will follow his example.
The judge is so moved, she
You know what? At least she didn't rob. At least she held some of her dignity. But that's what happens. I'm gonna read it again, right? It says verse 16, right? Therefore, this is verse 18, I apologize. It says, therefore, hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he harden him. Because when it's in our hands, that's what happens. That's what happens. We find a way to forgive them. Like, Black and Hispanic rage is temporary. Like, it only lasts for so long. Against other people. Like, we hold a grudge against our own forever. But when it comes down to other people, like, we find a way to forgive them instantly. Right? And white people know that about you. Like, they know how much you love.
Yeah, peace love. Yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah 6:14. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. And then you see it, the interviews of the different men saying this is how you should heal. This is an example. Just providing comfortable words when there is no peace. Justice hasn't been served. An innocent man died. An innocent man died. And this woman gets 10 years in prison. That's not peace. That's not comforting knowing that she's still alive. She has 10 years of paying for that crime that she committed, and then afterwards, she could just live her life. While a whole man will never see the light of day. So,
God forbid he had children.
God.
Right? We're gonna keep reading. It says, thou wilt say unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who resisted his will? Right? Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Like, the Most High has power over the situation. And here's the thing. Nobody can resist the Most High's will, but that does not change who you are. Like, if who you are is a vile person, then the Most High just has something planned for you. Like, people too much try to blame the Most High for their shortcomings. Like, we ain't got no control over nothing. You're the Most High, man. Yeah, no, you're a pervert. Says you are a whore lady, brother. You are a blah, 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 blah. Right? When it comes down to Esau and his ways, he is vile. That's who he is. That's who he was from the beginning. Like, we see that spirit in the garden. We see that spirit in the garden. We see that spirit with Jacob. Like, we see that spirit when we were journeying from Egypt into our own land. We see these repetitive actions. And now in 2026, we still see them with unjust killings, unjust murderings, and then saying that we're the violent ones, right? And we have the nerve to reply against God about why white people should not be saved. Like, we really have the audacity, right? Read on. Like I'm gonna read. It says, hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump, right? Making one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. That same lump, coming from that same mother. Jacob and Esau both came from the same mother. Those lineages trace back to the same exact people. But there was a people that the Most High made to honor, and there was another people that the Most High made to dishonor. That is his purpose. From the beginning, that was his purpose. To be a dishonor unto God, and to be a vagabond, to be just ruthless and merciless in the earth. That was him. That's what the Lord created him for, right? It says, what if God, willing to show his power, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. So when it says the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, this is a perfect example that I love to make. When you look at, I'm gonna look up a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer real fast. I'm looking at a picture of I'm looking at a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna show this on the screen. You're cooked. All right. Look regular. Like, the dude look like a normal guy. Right. Let's go Charles Manson. Right. I'm gonna explain what I mean. Charles Manson looks like a regular guy. Right. Let's go Sean Diddy Combs. I gotta find a picture of him. Yeah. They showing everybody mug shots. Yeah, show them every picture. What's the picture? Look at this big ass. No, they edited it a little bit, but I think that's his face. I don't know. That's literally the picture that I've been seeing. But it called them the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, right? And the reason why I looked those pictures up is because when spirits are on white people, they look normal. Because these spirits, like murderous spirits, raping spirits, and all of the like vile and disgusting like acts they like to commit, it's tailor-made for them. Like, those spirits are tailor-made for them. What is that? You said waves and locks. Right. So it says, right, these spirits is tailor-made for them. That's why white people look normal when these spirits are on them. Right? They look normal because it is normal for them. But when we got spirits on us, that's why we like act out. Like Charles Manson and Jeffrey Dahmer, even his neighbors like couldn't tell what he had. I just knew a stench. Everybody just said that they were super charismatic. But when our people have like a plethora of demons on them, or like Kanye, like it's obvious they won't go to actual photos. Like it's obvious. It's obvious when our people got spirits on them. Because the spirits of the immorality that comes with this world wasn't tailor-made to fit our people. So that's why it's like we look funny when we enter. Like you can just tell when somebody, if you ever just see somebody, you can just like tell like there's something up with dude. Like that's because those spirits weren't tailor-made to fit us. That's why the Lord called them the vessels of wrath, fitted for destruction. Like that's what they're for. Therefore, not only creating destruction, but to be destroyed, right? Expendable, right? I'm gonna read on. It says, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he hath aforetime prepared unto glory, right? It says, even us, like you. No, I'm gonna break that down again, verse 23. Even, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, aforetime prepared unto glory, right? And I have brought that and I reread that scripture again, right? Because we got to remember that this is going into the long suffering that God has. The Lord is showing with much long suffering how he's going to destroy them, but within that same breath and that same mercy and that same patience, he's going to give us salvation. And that's what it's all about, right? It's about seeing if you can deny the spirits that were tailor-made to fit your enemies, or if you're going to choose your enemies or choose the Lord. Which side you going to pick, right? I'm going to finish this out. I'm not going to finish the whole verse. We can stop at verse 24, unless you got anything. It says, even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. Paul just called himself a Gentile. He said, even us, right? Including himself in that number with the Gentiles, because he understood we are the same people. We are the same kinfolk, right? And in order for me to come to you, I have to be one of you. I have to see the way you live. And the way that we live today is in a way that is against God. And because our oppressors know that, they look at you as a get out of jail free card. Because as long as you stay in sin, they don't have to pay for their crimes. And that is the black image in the white mind. All right, you got anything? Come on with that. We're going to close up by giving honor and glory to Yahweh. But show myself, I'm like Yahweh Shah. Call me Asherah and Shalom.